Hey guys, hope you and the families are doing well. If you followed the channel for a little while, hopefully you'll be very familiar with trigger bars, shakeout demand tails, gap down reversal bars, opening range breakouts, and immorellos. However, what I think is one of the most important trading concepts, which is not frequently discussed, is actually looking for the right type of setups on the right type of stocks. So that's going to be the focus of this video. I'm going to show you what I think are the right type of stocks to be trading. To do that, I'm going to take you through 6 stocks that all have very similar characteristics in terms of their earnings and their sales growth, or one of the other. Those 6 stocks are going to be Sandis, Micron, Bloom Energy, 2 drone stocks, which is Redcat and ONDS, and then also one crypto miner / data center related stock, which is ticker IREN. So we're going to work through those, and I'm going to show you the earnings, I'm going to show you the sales, and then where I think is opportune to be looking for types of setups that I trade. That's trigger bars, shakeouts, gap down reversal bars, immorellos, and opening range breakouts. We're going to go through the new look market surge charts. I'm on their beta platform here, so you can get a feel for that. If you're interested in a discounted trial, you'll find a link to that in the description and the comment section below. So let's start off here with Sandis. Now you can clearly see the stock has gone on a mega move, but what's really driving this move? Okay, I think it was Warren Buffett who said in the short term the market is a voting machine, in the long term it's a weighing machine, and that weighing is the company's earnings. So what I'm looking for here is companies that are either reporting standout, very impressive earnings growth and or sales growth, potentially one or the other as well. There may be kind of mega sales coming through year over year, triple digits, and then the earnings are going to kick in later. I think potentially the best of both worlds is when you have really impressive earnings growth and really impressive sales growth as well. So the company is then just printing cash hand over fist. So if we take a look at Sandis here, okay, this is also in the #1 industry group currently, which again is really being driven by AI storage. That's the theme here. If you think about Sandis, you think about Micron, you think about Seagate, you think about Western Digital as well. WDC is the ticker for that one. But what has really propelled this stock to go from circa $40 up to $600? Well, let's take a look here, okay? If we look at the earnings, you can see very impressive year over year currently coming through, but then take a look at the estimates, okay? The company is expected to go from earning last year $2.99 per share, which is up 166% year over year, but now it's expected to be up about 1100%. And then the company in 2027, that's what this little E is here, the estimate is for $76 a share. That's then up 111% over the 1100% gain. So the company goes from earning $2.99 a share to the expected estimate of $76 per share. That is what's really helping drive this move. So it might be you're just looking for trigger bars or shakeout demand tails or gap down reversal bars, and you watch a couple of videos and you think, okay, 10 day, 21 day, the 50 potentially as well. I think being aware of this stuff is very, very important. If we take a look at Micron here, this is in the same group. Okay, which the theme here is AI storage. Okay, you can look at, say, Western Digital as well. These stocks have been going on mega moves. You could look at Seagate as well. STX is the ticker for that one. You can see these really nice sustained trends. These are beautiful, beautiful stocks to trade. And you can see here, this red line is the 10-week SMA, which is also the 50-day SMA, very closely linked. But these little kind of touches off there, off say the 10-week, that's a really nice setup. Look at the volume chart. That is absolutely text. But if I go back to Micron, okay, what's really driving this move? Okay, because I don't just want to trade any kind of random stock that doesn't make any sense. I want to trade the leading stocks in the market. That's where I want to focus my efforts. So if we take a look at Micron and we just look at the earnings here, okay, the company goes from actually losing money in 2023 to then making $1.30 per share in 2024, and then 2025, $8.29 per share. But then here's the kicker. Here's where the real growth starts coming through. Look at this. 2026 expected to make $32 per share. And then 2027, the estimate is for $43 a share. So the company goes from earning $1 a share to $8 a share up to expected 43. That is absolutely huge. Then if we take a look at the sales, this is in billion. So the company goes from earning annual sales of 25 billion to 37 billion to 74 billion to 93 billion. Remember what Warren Buffett said? Okay, in the short term, the market is a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine. The reason why the likes of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, so on and so forth became such behemoths of companies is it's driven by the earnings in the long term. So when I'm then trading these stocks and I'm looking for the type of setups I talk about on the channel, I'm aware of this. These are then the type of stocks I'm looking for, those setups. If we go for a Bloom Energy, Okay, maybe a little bit less known than those stocks there, but take a look at Bloom Energy, okay? It goes from, what's that, for around about 5-6 years or so, the company goes losing money, losing money, losing money, losing money. 2025, they turn a profit at 28 cents per share. The estimate for 2026 is 54 cents per share, and then 2027, it's $1.12 per share. So the rate of change here in terms of losing money, losing money, losing money to then printing some cash. Then if we take a look at the annual sales as well, company goes from about $1 billion, $1 billion, $1 billion, $1 billion to suddenly 1.5 billion, 2 billion, 2.6 billion. Okay, is there potentially a thematic drive? Yes, it's all related. These stocks so far are related to AI. This is AI infrastructure in terms of actually the energy needed for it. I think Bloom Energy really interesting from a kind of business model perspective as well. So these are the things that I'm looking for. Okay, if I just pop this then down onto the daily, and then looking for opportunities around the blue line is the 21. So I'm looking for opportunities around the 21, might be around the 10-day EMA, setting up here, inside day around the 10-day. Here, a little kind of kiss, low volume bar on the 10-day EMA. Then these are the type of stocks I'm looking for, those type of opportunities. Let me then take you through a couple of drone stocks, which I think is going to be a really big growth area going forward as well. So if we take a look here with ONDS, okay, it's setting up pretty constructive here in terms of the 10-week SMA, which again is pretty closely linked with the 50-day on the daily chart, little tight bar in there. But if we take a look here at the sales, this is in millions, okay? So the company around about 8 years ago or so was making about 200 million. 200k in a year, okay? Not even making a million. And now in 2027, okay, what's that, about 8 years later or so, they're expected to make 176 million in annual sales. So you see the rate of change here, okay? It goes from nothing, 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 okay, a couple of mil, 2 mil, 2 mil, 2 mil, 15 mil, 7 mil, and then here's the kicker, 48 million, 176 million in annual sales. Now, the company isn't yet profitable, but then this sales growth can really be driving it. And if you think about drones, if you've watched any of the news, you know that drones is going to be a huge growth area going forward in terms of military purposes. So I think drones could be a huge area, and that's currently being reflected in the expected sales growth here. If we then go take a look at Redcat, which is another stock that I like trading. Okay, Redcat here, if you look at the annual sales, so another drone related stock, company goes from 100k, 400k, okay, 5 million, 6 million, 9 million, 4 million, and then here's where the kicker starts coming in. Annual sales last year, 17 million. This year, expected 38 million. Next year, 2027, 142 million. Imagine if you had a company and in the space of 3 years, 4 years, you're going to go from 4.9 million annual sales up to 142 million annual sales. Now, you don't have to run that company, but for me, I can trade shares in a stock that has that potential and is doing that. So you see here, it's not just about looking for a nice little kind of hammer candlestick on the 21. I think you got to go a layer deeper and ensure that you're trading the leading stocks in the market. And then if we just finish with a crypto miner that's also spun a bit into data centers here, this is ticker IREM. So this is sales in terms of billion. Now, it doesn't have outstanding. It was pretty good in terms of the year-over-year growth, company actually being able to go profitable. But the thing that I want to make clear here, okay, this is ticker IREN. Now look at this in terms of the sales. So this is in billions. So the company goes from nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, it's about a million, 2 million, 5 million, 1.2 billion, 2.8 billion. Guys, think about that. The company goes from nothing, nothing, nothing to a couple million here, a couple million there, 1.2 billion, 2.8 billion is the estimates. Look at the run, look at the potential cup and handle. So then these are the stocks. If I just then spin this back onto the daily chart, okay, you see in here how it's forming these nice what I call shakeout demand tails, or here you have a little trigger bar, here you have a little shakeout off the 10-day, here you get this really tight base. Like, what causes a stock to go from $10 to $70? There's often more behind it than just the chart pattern. There's got to be a reason why potential big operators, market algos, are piling into these things. So going a layer deeper and actually being aware of the earnings and the sales, I think is really important. So I hope that short video there is useful for you, just to start maybe thinking about an extra kind of layer in terms of your analysis, dialing in on the right stocks, as well as the right type of setups on those stocks, and then the right trade management. If you like this kind of stuff, if you like going deep into the weeds, then you may enjoy what I have to offer on my platform. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in a future video.